Hi techies, so welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Techie Lucky, and my name is Lucky Sony here. So guys, as I have discussed last time, I'm going to tell you how exactly we are going to configure the Elastic IP as part of the AWS instance. Yeah, so you have seen like last time I created this particular instance, okay, and this particular instance is supposed to be up and running. So for checking this, I'm just copying the public IP address and hitting the URL. Yeah, if it's perfectly up and running, then you are able to see such kind of data. This is in the JSON format. Now let's discuss about how exactly I'm supposed to have the fixed public IP address. Actually, this IP address is getting changed each and every time whenever I'm just stopping the instance and starting the instance. Okay, so let me show you such kind of problem. Then we will try to assign the elastic IP. This is the solution to have the permanent public IP address. The private IP address is not being changed. So just you need to focus with this IP address ending with 234 even I have hit it here, and you can see the same kind of IP address will not be here. And this private IP address will not change, that is for sure. Let me show you how exactly this IP address is going to be changed. So first of all, click here, okay, choose the particular stem which you would like to stop, just choose this one, and choose station like I would like to stop it. Okay. Actually, I have observed while I am trying to do the reboot, it's not reflecting the changes immediately. Even sometimes the IP address is not being changed. What is the most preferable way to understand if the EC2 stance is getting started properly or starting properly? You can simply check the status here. Okay, you can make the refresh of the stuff. First of all, stop it from your side. Once it's stopped properly, then you can simply start it again. So in this way, you will observe the IP address is being changed. Reboot option may not work out. Why exactly it may not work out? Because I am working in a free tier, and free tiers most of things may not work in a proper way. Okay? Sometimes it may have such kind of drawbacks. Okay? No problem. Now my stance has been stopped. Now let me try to start my stance. So I have chosen my stance again, and just I'm trying to start my stance. Now my stance will start. It will take some time. You may be able to see the status like it's in pending state, then it will say like it's in active state, and you can see the status 2 by 2. Okay. Meanwhile, let me revise some of the concept which I have explained you as part of my last session. Each and every time we will have the stance ID, and even I given the tag name here, lucky EC2 stance. I also explained what do you mean tag name. Tag name nothing but the resource, whatever source you are creating. Maybe you are creating the EC stance now. In the future, you are going to create a lambda or loads of services are there. Okay? Those kind of tagging or providing the naming which comes under the tagging area. Okay, this is the public IP address which is supposed to be changed, and you will able to see this is going to be changed after some time. Yeah, and this is the private IP address. Okay, come down. If you see here, this is the basic detail from which Linux instance I have created this AMI. Okay, and you can see it's a Linux environment. Yeah, and you can see which kind of key pair I have taken. This kind of key pair is going to help you out to connect to your EC2 instance using the cookie. That is also I'm going to show you in the future. Okay. Meanwhile, there are all the default configuration. I have not did the major changes, but how exactly I'm able to hit the URL here, right? You are able to see I was hitting this URL and getting this value, right? So this was the possible because of I was having the inbound rule configured here. If you see, this is the inbound rule port number 80 is being allowed here. And I also told the last time like security groups are stateful groups. So whatever the traffic is being allowed, that is automatically inbound means if traffic is allowed for the inbound, automatically it's allowed for the outbound. The same kind of situation you may not observe as part of the access control list that you are going to see in the future. Yeah. And as part of networking, you can see like we having the default VPC, okay, we having the default internet. Okay, so internet and interfaces, those things are default available. We are going to see in a future how these things are working in a proper way. Let me check the status. What is the status of this particular application? Okay, so it's stopped actually. Let me do one thing. Let me go to the location and let me check it's 2 by 2 is up and running. So yeah, it's now properly up and running. Let me do one thing. Let me check the IP address. You see the IP address has been changed, right? The previously IP address was 3.1 3.17.73.223. This was the IP address. Now your IP address has been changed. This is the new IP address. If you're hitting the URL, you're able to get the data, and the old IP is gone now. If you will try to hit also, there will be timeout. There will be no data is available for this particular IP. So this is the problem actually. What is the problem? Each and every time the public IP address is being changed. So we are supposed to fix this issue. How exactly we can fix this issue? Very simple, guys. Actually, the public IP address are always being changed. This is the kind of you can understand the facility, or you can say this kind of options are there to change your public IP address. Okay, it's being changed as part of the restart of your EC2 instance. So you can fix it out. How exactly you can simply have the elastic IP. You need to do remember the elastic IP is one of the service which is available in the network and security group area. As part of elastic IP, some rules are there. Rules like I'm saying the elastic IP will not be chargeable for you until unless it being used or it's associated with your EC2 instance. Once it's not being used, it's chargeable. So whenever it's not being used, it's ideal, then it's only chargeable. That you need to know. So first of all, I'm allocating the IP address. Okay, so you can see here Amazon pool IPv4 address is here. I can have the tagging for this particular what was the IP address. Some kind of name I'm giving and saying my elastic IP. Okay, okay. And now I need to associate it. So I will allocate as of now, and then I will associate with my existing EC2 instance. If you are able to see, this is the elastic IP which I have created. Now I'm supposed to associate this elastic IP with my EC2 instance. So I'm saying associate the elastic IP address. Okay, while choosing this option, you can see I'm just associating the instance only. Okay, if you read here what it's saying, if you associate the elastic IP to an instance that already has the elastic IP associated, this previously associated elastic IP will be de-associated, but still associated with your account. That is for sure. Like we would like to say that your new IP address will be available if it's already being used the elastic IP. Okay, no problem at all. Just you need to delete the elastic IP. Okay, now I'm saying ki, and I need to choose the IP address for which instance. For this particular instance, I would like to change the IP address. I'm not choosing any private IP address. I'm just choosing the instance. This is the instance which is up and running, and try to associate this particular IP address with my elastic IP address with my EC2 instance. Now the elastic IP address has been associated. Now if you see this number, this is 3.136.142.26. This number is different and this number is different. If you come to the EC2 instance area, now your public IP address has been changed. Come here and check here. Okay. Now your IP address has been changed. If you see in the top, this is different IP address, this is the different IP address, and this is my elastic IP. Now, what is the advantage if I'm going to copy this one and hit the URL? Na? This will work out for me now. Okay, see, but if I'm going to hit this, this has gone. So you would like to have the fixed public IP address. This can be done using the elastic IP, but you need to do remember elastic IPs are chargeable whenever they are not in use. Okay. Now let me check if I have assigned the elastic IP. Is it solving my problem or not? That's the same thing I'm going to do. I'm just going to stop my EC2 instance first of all. Okay, let me stop it. Once I will stop it, it will be stopped. And definitely the last time we have seen after stopping the EC2 instance, my IP address changed. Public IP address has been changed, right? So that the same kind of thing I need to observe if my elastic IP is not working. But if my elastic IP is working, definitely it is not supposed to be changed. Okay, so let me wait for some time to check my EC2 instance has been stopped. And I also explain all the information related to the EC2 instance. This is the tag name. This is the instance ID. This is the instance stage. Okay, and this is the type of the stance like T2 micro, M5 large, whatever kind of you would like to take, and even it's a stable stance where the credit uh, things come into the picture whenever your EC2 stance is ideal, your credits are being used, is getting as part of your EC2 account. Once those credit has been means you have the credits, and once you will make it up and running, your credit will be utilized. Okay, this is the status of your EC2 instance. So see if you are able to see it has been stopped now. Okay. Let me do one thing. Let me try to start it again. I'm starting the EC2 instance. Once I will start it, definitely I need to check my IP address has been changed, the public IP address has been changed or not. Let's wait for some time. But this time we have assigned the elastic IP address. It is not supposed to be changed. This is the advantage of using the elastic IP address. Okay, how exactly your understanding is going to be applied as part of the AWS Solution Architect certification. So actually, you are going to have the question where they are going to give you one scenario. If one client is trying to access the IP address which is not being he's getting the timeout issue or he's not able to access it. The reason behind it, like your IP address is being changed, right? So he have not assigned the elastic IP. That's why his IP address has been changed. Such kind of questions you will able to see as part of your AWS certification. Okay, let me tell you one more thing here. If you see availability zone, so automatically it is going to choose the availability zone. Okay, so it's US East US East 2. So like we having three availability zones. So I have not decided any specific availability zone as part of my selection while creating the EC2 steps, but uh, I just simply said that you can choose from your side. So any one of the availability zone will be coming to the picture whenever it's available. Okay, so even in case of the Mumbai region, I have seen the most of time there are three regions and like AP South 1A, AP South uh, uh, 2A, right? So like this, there are some regions are there and one of the availability zone is down. Let's see. Let's wait for some time. It should be up and running. And yeah, let's check. Okay, so now you're able to see it's still initializing, no problem at all because sometimes it may take time to come up. Yeah, you need to wait for some time. Even you may observe like last time also I explained the I logged in as a IAM user. Okay, IAM user I have logged in and you're able to see this is the unique ID and IAM user name is Lucky Developer and right now I'm in the Ohio region. So whatever kind of region you would like to go, you can go for it. Right. Right now we are in Ohio region, but previously we was working in the Mumbai region. Yeah, let's wait for some time. I hope this should come up and come up. So yeah, it's come up now. If you check, see there is no changes in the elastic IP. The third, if you see this tab again, I will hit, it will be respond me. So this is the advantage of using the elastic IP. Yeah. Now, what you need to keep in your mind whenever you're using the elastic IP, your public IP address will not change. But if you will bring down your EC2 stance or your elastic IP, is like you if you stop your EC2 stance, let me stop your EC2 stance, right? If you have stopped your EC2 stance now, and now your elastic IP not in use, then it will be chargeable. So in this condition only it will be chargeable while it's utilizing it not chargeable, but when it's in ideal stage then it's chargeable. So you need to keep in your mind. So it's being stopped right now, it's being stopped now, elastic IP will be chargeable for you. Okay, one more question I would like to tell you, like I one more scenario I would like to explain you. Whenever like you're having the elastic IP, so you can associate or de-associate your elastic IP regardless of your EC2 stance is up and running. Okay, it does not matter, you can assign elastic IP at any point of time. It's not like you need to stop your server, you need to start your server. Such kind of thing no need to be worry about while assigning elastic IP or by deassociating or removing the elastic IP from your EC distance. If you see, I have stopped. So this is one kind of condition or one kind of question is coming as part of AWS Solution Architect Associate certification. Yeah, whenever your when exactly elastic IP is chargeable for you, whenever your EC2 stance is in a stop stage and your elastic IP is not being utilized, right? It's then it's chargeable. What I need to do to not have the chargeability? Okay, so just I need to stop it now. I need to just first of all deassociate the elastic IP with my EC2 stance. So I'm going to deassociate it. Okay, then I'm going to remove my elastic IP. So I'm going to remove my means release my IP address. I'm releasing my IP address here. The elastic IP has been removed. If you see here, let me check in the EC2 stance. If you check here, it is going to tell you as of now like elastic IP is still visible to you, but you have not started your EC2 stance. Let me start your EC2 stance, so then you will check your okay, elastic IP has been removed. Even it has been removed from the elastic IP area, but still for the much more visibility, I'm just starting my EC2 stance to give you some. visibility about it. It has been started, and I'm not using any Elastic IP right now. Yeah? So it is coming up. See, you are not able to see any Elastic IP right now. And again, the public IP address has been changed. So just I am waiting. My EC2 stand should be up and running. Once it's up and running, I'm again going to hit the URL, and you are able to see the data each visual like this kind of JSON information is going to come. This is nothing but the metadata is going to show you the private IP address. It is going to show you the image ID, instance type, instance ID. Yeah. And all this basic information it is going to show you in which region it's up and running. Yeah. West, east to C, and it is going to show you all this basic information. Meanwhile, let me show you how what kind of charges I'm talking about right now. So as part of the every IM user, okay, you having some billing dashboard. You are supposed to have some permissions to check the billing things. As of now, I already given the billing. So as part of free tier, you have some what is the services free of cost, but Elastic IP is not free of cost until unless it's not being utilized. Okay, so you can see okay, I'm going to charge near about $3.64 for this particular month, that is May of month. You're able to see I'm utilizing, that's why I'm getting. So I'm being charged for the Elastic Cloud Compute. That is like EC2 instance is up and running, and I'm using the Elastic EBS I'm using. Okay, so whenever EBS is also not in use, it is going to be chargeable for you. That you need to know. So some services are free, but for certain conditions like Elastic Load Balancers, ELB, Elastic Block Storage. Okay, so Elastic Block Storage, EBS. Okay, Elastic Block Storage is being chargeable for you whenever not in use. Elastic IP is also chargeable for you whenever it is not in use. Such kind of things you need to keep in your mind. Okay, and if you see this billing and cost management dashboard is a global service, not showing any specific region to you, right? Some services are global services like IAMI, IAM, that is the global service, that is also you cannot have in a specific region. Okay, so let's see, my stance is up and running now. So yeah, it's 2 by 2. If you check, I need to check using the public IP address. Again, the public IP address has been changed. Again, I'm going to hit the URL, and you can see, yeah, my URL is properly up and running. So in this way, I have just shown you that there are 4 different public IP address has been assigned to my EC2 instance while doing the practical to give you the visibility about how exactly public IP address are being changed, and you can make it fixed by applying the Elastic IP. But by using the Elastic IP, you need to keep in mind Elastic IPs are chargeable whenever they are not in use. Okay? So I hope so guys you get some visibility about Elastic IP, how exactly you can fix the issue of changing public IP address whenever you are stopping your instance and starting your instance. Okay. So in the future, I am going to explain you how exactly we are going to create the launch template, and I will give you some more visibility about some standard terminology which you need to know as part of AWS. Thank you so much, guys, for your support, and thanks for watching my. Um, thanks. Bye bye.